A lot of people are drinking too much, yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with some tea and coffee. It's a stimulant that can be effective to help you increase how alert you are. There's antioxidants in there.
Is there?
Yes, there's antioxidants. There's good things.
Yeah.
It does count towards your fluid intake.
Yeah.
So a lot of people say, it's very dehydrating. It's not as much as people think, but definitely the reliance on it can be a problem.
Right, OK. So, and the other thing is caffeine. How late in the day can we drink tea or coffee?
Yeah.
Tea with caffeine in. What teas have caffeine in?
So black tea, green tea and white tea. So, and some of the flavoured teas that are actually based on black tea are also caffeinated. So the main thing to know about caffeine is it's got what's called a very long half-life. It stays in your system a long time. So if you have a tea or coffee at 7 o'clock in the morning, at 7 p.m. at night, there's still around a quarter of the caffeine in your system. And it doesn't stop you going to sleep, but when you are asleep, you don't necessarily go into that deep, restful sleep.
I didn't know that.
That's the problem. Yeah.
And also, I think from time to time, I have had a green tea in the evenings to sort of help me calm down, but that's caffeinated as well.
Yes, and some people are much more sensitive to caffeine than others. And I think one of the main things is that caffeine in tea and coffee varies hugely. So in a shot of coffee that you can get from a coffee shop, it might be 50 milligrams of caffeine, or it could be 150 milligrams of caffeine, depending on how it's roasted and brewed. So sometimes you don't really know how much caffeine you're having. There's no recommendation on the upper limit unless you're pregnant, which is 300 milligrams.
Right.
But really it's about being mindful of keeping it earlier in the day so that any caffeine can be cleared by the time that you kind of get to bed.
OK, what have you brought in? What are you going to tell us about?
So we've got all sorts of different teas and coffees. One thing to be aware of with the flavoured coffees is obviously the sugar in there, so 2 to 3 teaspoons in some of those. When you start making things like mochas, like a large mocha with blue milk from one of the coffee shops would be equivalent to 5 slices of bread.
Right.
Yeah, so that is, you're not going to sit down. That's not, for a morning tea, you're having a large mocha. That's a significant amount of food in one go.
Yes, you're right. You're unlikely to have 5 slices of bread with morning tea, are you?
Yeah, you are. And then when it comes to tea, one of the things with the rise in the number of people that are vegetarian and vegan or have low iron, but tea and also coffee actually have tannins in them, which basically inhibit the absorption of iron. So you don't want to be having tea and coffee around your meals.
I didn't know that.
No, a lot of people don't. And particularly, like I said, for a lot of older people that drink tea quite a lot and with meals and can be low on iron, and this vegetarian and vegan trend.
So you avoid tea or caffeine.
It's the tannins in the tea and the coffee that actually bind with the iron. So definitely at least half an hour longer if you can make it. So that kind of like cup of tea after your meal, preferably not. And then obviously in the afternoon, these decaf or herbal tea options are better.
Do you drink tea?
I'm British. I certainly drink tea.
That was a stupid question.
but I definitely keep it too early in the day. Yeah.
And do you have a herbal tea at night?
Yeah, I definitely. So after that kind of lunchtime, I would move to herbal tea and mostly decaf. I'm a person that's very sensitive to caffeine. I think a lot of people, if you get anxiety or you get a little bit trembly or I've got a lot on, people go to caffeine, but actually you actually need to go the other way because it can make you feel more anxious.
OK, what's your favourite? What's your favourite herbal?
Probably peppermint tea, actually.
It's mine too.
Yeah.